Welcome back to the MMA Plug, presented to you by the Talk of Colorado on 98.1 FM, Mile High Sports Radio. I'm your host, Jordan Kurtz, sitting here alongside UFC middleweight Josh Fremd. You can follow me at Comments from the Peanut Gallery. Follow Josh at Josh Fremd MMA. If you're watching along online, make sure that you smash that subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications. We have a special guest on the line with us here tonight. We have the one, the only, the great and powerful Askar AK-47 Askar. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing great. How are you guys? How are you, Jordan? What's up, Josh?
How you doing?
Doing great, honestly. Just chilling at the crib now, recovering from a long-ass day.
Hey, not bad, not bad. Askar, I want to start this off real quick with a little icebreaker. Since the people will probably tell them right now, where did you move from to make it here to Denver? You were a Chicago guy, right?
Yeah, originally from Chicago.
Originally from Chicago? All right, I got a good Chicago joke for you.
Let's hear it.
All right, the city of Chicago is no longer giving speeding tickets. Instead, to deter speeders, they're giving away Cubs tickets.
Okay. I've heard a few baseball, making fun of each team jokes throughout the years in Chicago.
But to be fair, I'm pretty sure the Cubs did just beat the Buccos.
Hey, we don't need to talk about that.
Just being fair out there, being a completely unbiased Switzerland over here.
No. All right, move on.
But Askar, you have a big fight that's coming up in just over a week now. On August 5th, you're going to be getting down at LFA 138 against Diego Silva. He is a former title challenger. If you folks remember, just a few events ago, he fought our friend of the program, Dan Argueta. Askar, what does that opportunity mean for you?
It means a ton, you know what I mean? That means him being a former title challenger makes me feel like he's respected, he's thought high of. So for me to fight Diego and put on a performance against him, I feel like it's gonna speak volume for my career and the next move that I need to make.
Certainly, and with that being said, what do you got to do to get a title shot, my man?
Yeah, that's a good question, honestly. But man, honestly, at this point in my career, the LFA title probably is not in my future. But hopefully, I have something big comes after this, like a PFL maybe, or I know they've just added that season, this upcoming year, they're adding the Bantamweight season, so I could run that, or a contender series shot. Just get a shot at a big organization. Time to start making some paper with these fights.
Oh, certainly, and especially with the style that you have with the pop in those hands, it's always exciting to watch, and you're sure to put on a show for anybody who tunes in.
Oh, certainly, Askar, very exciting fighter to watch. This is something I'd like to ask everyone who comes on here, Askar. So with this fight, you've had a lot of fights. You've been around the game for a minute now. Leading up to this one, is there any quotes, music, lyrics, books, anything that you've kind of created your own story around for this next fight coming up?
Man, honestly, I try not to attach myself to certain things, because I feel like that's like feeling or mood, and feeling and mood changes every day. You know what I mean? Honestly, the number one thing I try to focus on is leading up to the fight. Obviously, we have the weigh-in, so that's my main focus first, and then the secondary is the fight. So for the weigh-ins, I always tell myself, I'll write it down. I have the board sticking up in my room right now. I'll write down the weight I want to make, you know what I mean, the process I take to get there, and then I always put what my record is going to become, and that's usually my focus for every single fight. I've had that since I was 1-0 as a pro. It stung a little bit when I had to write those 2 losses on the right side, but it's a learning lesson, and I got to use that as motivation every time. Just we're looking to grow that record, grow my experience, and be able to show my skill set in the cage every single time I get in there.
That's one of the best answers I've ever gotten for that question. Yeah.
No, man. Yeah, I don't know. I like music. That's one thing. I noticed over the years. I'm like, man, I always like to walk out to the same walkout song. I used to walk out to "Ain't No Sunshine" by DMX, but I changed it a couple times the last few fights, and I've just noticed. I'm like, I feel different every day. Every day's a different look. So I try not to attach myself to one thing, and you know what I mean, permanently, because I feel like I'm always gonna wake up the next day, feel different about it, or have a new outlook at this or that, and change my mind. Like a song one day, I'm not lying. Some days I'll be driving to the gym, I'm listening to country. Some days I'm driving to the gym, I'm listening to rap. Some days I could just switch it up, see how I feel.
Can you picture Askar driving down the road listening to some Toby Keith?
I honestly, I can't, but
picture me and the boys driving down to the gym, listening to country. Them looking at me like, "What is this, dude?" I'm like, "Come on, dude, give it a chance."
I mean, I'm not gonna fault
I'm
you
not gonna hate
at
on
all
you,
there,
no.
not at all. Just when you mentioned that, like the look on Josh's face that he had right here next to me. I know you can't see us right now, Oscar, but between that and then just the thought to myself, we did have a good little chuckle here, right there, just thinking of that initially. But just
I'll
to
tell you this,
what's that? Go ahead.
for this camp coming up, it's been a lot of EDM personally. That's
Yeah.
the one thing that, I've been listening to a lot, and I'm not even a big, I wasn't that big of a fan, but it's just my playlist on Spotify or YouTube playlist that I create. Just Ed Bay like recommend me songs, and a lot of them are EDM, so I'm like, I'm gonna just go with it, and that's been the pop, in my car lately.
That is just stroking all of Josh's feels right now. He's been talking about how EDM is the wave for the last few weeks.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Askar. I
That's
think that I was the one that turned on FX to EDM. I feel like I was the one that brought that into the gym. I brought the R&B and I brought the EDM. Let's go.
Let's go, baby. Bring that on Friday then. I want to hear some EDM on the radio.
Let's get it.
So, Askar, to kind of pivot to something a little bit more on the grand scale, there's you also fight for a much bigger message and cause. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, I represent the Palestinian people. I'm originally from Palestine. I was born in Palestine in 1994. I moved to Chicago at a very young age, 7, 8 years old, and what's happening overseas right now is obviously a big deal. A lot of people are getting their home taken away and their rights, and are just getting abused left and right by the opposing force. And I'm just trying to shine a light on that. And obviously, there's other MMA fighters in this game that are Palestinian. Obviously, the biggest one right now is Bilal Muhammad, and he has the biggest spotlight, which is awesome because he gets to shine all the light. But just being up and comer, just like me, myself, my brother, and I got a few other guys that I know that are around the country in like New York, Canada, you know what I mean, that are coming up that are Palestinian MMA fighters, and just be able to represent the people and show them that you can get out of there, you know what I mean, and make it in a different country, or if you're like you want to have a little bit of hope, you see us fighting and representing the country on a grand stage. A lot of times when a war is happening in a country, or some kind of conflict is happening in a country, sport takes away from I feel like the stress away from just feeling that every day in, day out. There's a little bit of peace when you see that your country's being represented at a high platform and the flag is flown.
Certainly.
100%. Sports is what brings us all together. I think it's a good platform to definitely put that message out there.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. It helps a lot,
You're also going to be sharing the card with your brother. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, we fought on a few cards coming up, in the local scene, because when we were fighting out in Indiana, I was the bantamweight champ there for Hoosier Fight Club, and he was obviously I always make that joke of like him opening up the prelims or opening up my undercard and stuff like that. But I mean, this man's getting on the main card for this one, so he's getting close. I have a feeling one day I'm gonna end up fighting on his undercard, But it means a lot. I love fighting with him. I get to spar every weekend, and I get to see him spar before me or after me. So I know that wherever we're at, we're always down to scrap. And honestly, moving with my brother, like my other brother Oscar's gonna come with us too. He's the brother between me and Motaz, and he's gonna be there. Obviously, he wasn't there for this camp, but he's gonna be there for the fight. And just having your brothers behind you, you can do anything. Honestly, it's like I'm sure a lot of people have this feeling. Like you go out on the street by yourself, you don't feel like the strongest person. You got backup with 2, 3 dudes, especially having your brothers with you. You feel unstoppable. So we're gonna go take care of Oklahoma next week and demolish these guys.
I absolutely love that. You can't see us here, but that's goosebumps hearing that. That's just saying, that's like the Joey Diaz line. You don't need 20 people. You just need 3 MFers that are ready to go out there and take over the world. I love hearing that.
Exactly.
Oscar, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Real quick on the way out, where can people follow you?
AK-MMA 94 on Instagram, and then I do got a TikTok. It's also AK-MMA 94 for the handle, or just my full name. I'll be putting some good content out and making some jokes and having some fun. So you can follow me there.
Certainly. Josh, what else do you have?
Oh, yeah. Askar, go get it, dude.
Yes, sir.
Love watching you fight. Love watching you train, brother. You're an inspiration. Can't wait to watch.
My dude. Thank
Folks,
you, Josh. That means a lot, honestly. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, absolutely, my man. Make sure that you give him a follow there, and be sure to tune in on August 5th. That is for Legacy Fighting Alliance, LFA 138. you could tune in on UFC Fight Pass. Make sure that you do not miss that fight. Stick around after the break, folks. We're going to be going 3 rounds to close out the hour. I'm Jordan Kurtz. You can follow me along at Comments for the Peanut Gallery. Sitting alongside UFC middleweight Josh Fremd. You can follow him at Josh Fremd MMA. You can hit that subscribe button as well as hit the bell so you do not miss a drop. This is the MMA Plug presented to you by the Talk of Colorado on 98.1 FM, Mile High Sports Radio. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. That helps us continue to produce this original MMA content and bring it for you every single week. Tune in to the MMA Plug presented by DenverSportsBetting.com on 98.1 FM, Mile High Sports Radio on Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 p.m. or live stream at DenverSportsBetting.com/radio.